All right, so kind of anxious because I have never done this before, and I feel like it is needed for me to let it out, because I know that I am not the only one that goes through what I go through or has went through what I've went through, and maybe my story can help others, come out and tell their story too. So cool. Anyway, so if I could describe my life, I would describe it like the movie Mean Girls, like how she had to try to fit in so she wouldn't keep getting picked on by the other girls. And that's how I grew up. Like, literally, I was bullied my entire life going to school. I was bullied, and I used to I thought this was gonna be easy. I'm acting like it's hard to talk to y'all as if y'all are right in my face. But anyways, all right, cool. Y'all have to bear with me, okay? I got bullied growing up, and after a while, I got tired of getting bullied. I got tired of telling my parents, hey, I can't deal with this. And we would change schools like every year. Every year, I'm in a new school, a new neighborhood. My parents stayed moving me so we could avoid, difficult people around me, because their advice was to just ignore it. Like, kids are going to be kids are mean, just ignore them. But I decided, I think within, I got bullied all elementary, all middle school, high school. I decided, instead of running, just blend in, figure out what everybody else is doing and do what they're doing. Act like how they're acting and they'll like you. So I was really seeking approval to stop getting bullied. So I would do things like go to school without my glasses on, or I would go to school with a wig on, or just crazy things that's not me, And so I didn't think that it had much of an impact on my life until I got older, and I started to realize there was this pattern that I never got out of after high school, which was still trying to be this people pleaser, trying to be, just seeking approval, hoping that everybody likes me. So I'm at a point right now in my life where I'm pretty popular, which is cool, great, but I'm popular for blending in. So this is one of those videos where after I drop this video, I may or may not have those same followers anymore. And that's okay. That's fine, because people are so used to seeing me one way that I've adjusted myself to be. I kind of feel like a professional shapeshifter. And I'm not talking about one of those unidentified or those weird, how when you see like the weird transitions in people's faces stuff. No, I'm talking about as far as personality shape-shifting. Like, I can adapt anywhere I go and blend in anywhere I go and act like everybody around me, and people will think that's me. So fast forward a little bit. One day, just out of nowhere, somebody was like, you have great communication skills, you should be a promoter. So I was like, you know what, I think that's a good idea, because for years I was just a waitress and, just serving people, which was cool, it was great. But I started promoting events at clubs, different just parties and stuff like that. And I realized, hey, these people like me. They like me, but I'm acting like these people that I am around to make it work, So this is crazy. I swear my heart is racing as if y'all are like right here in my face. Okay. So I don't even know why I'm nervous. I guess because I'm finally coming out explaining like who I really am. But so I jumped in the promoting world, and naturally, even as a kid growing up, no matter how people treated me, I've always wanted to figure out, like, why are they even treating me this way? Like, what's the real problem? Like, I always felt like the type to try to save somebody. And in other people's situations, a lot of these people never even needed help, but they would take advantage of what I would offer all the time and keep me around, abuse and utilize everything that I had to really give myself, but I gave it to them. So, this is crazy, y'all. This is crazy. I want to pause the video, but I'm not going to pause. This is real and raw, y'all. This is real and raw. So, this is probably the first time, if any of my followers are looking at me, they're probably like, this is not even how she talks. Like, usually there's no pauses in between. She's easy to say what she wants to say. Yes, when it's describing who Keys to the Streets is, but I'm giving y'all who I really, truly am. And so, I would give and give to these people who would just take. And when I ended up being an adult, I ran into the same issue. I would try to find friends who needed help, and these people used me to the last drop. It was never reciprocated. I've never had a relationship in my life that's been reciprocated. I've never had friends in my life that's reciprocated the energy I've given them. Just never. It's always been a cycle. Every single person. There's not one person walking this planet that has came into my life that's been genuine to the core, reciprocating every single thing. So it's like, all right, I just found a way to just, okay, cool. It never changed who I was. I'm just a very giving person. I'm very generous, and I love to help people. So fast forward some more. All right, so that takes me back to who is Keys to the Streets. All right, so she's this promoter. She started promoting the clubs and events and everything, and helping everybody that she seen needed help. I'm saying there's been situations where I would help people I didn't even know in the most extreme ways. Like, I remember going to a Walgreens, and I heard somebody on the phone, and they were talking to their mom. They were like, Mom, I need X amount of dollars. I'm trying to get this car. I have this much, but I just need this to get the car. And I kept seeing him call people left and right. And I was just like, hang up the phone. Just hang it up. Like, I have the money. I'll give it to you. And he was like, why would you give me the money? You don't even know me. I think it was like somewhere around like $400. Like maybe even 600, 400 or 600. And I was just like, if he pays me back, cool. If he doesn't, I don't know. I put myself in the crazy situations trying to help people, but I just felt like I could help him because I would want somebody to help me. So I gave that. And did I get that money back ever in life? No. And it's okay. I've always just been giving to strangers, to people I love, to people I come across. I'm a very empathetic person. So there's that. But being very empathetic and being over generous and too giving without thinking about myself. I never put myself first. I never thought about myself or how I really felt about anything. Again, I kept blending in with people, just thinking, this is it. I've accustomed myself to this way of living. Like, it's fine. Kept telling myself it's fine. It's not fine, because it put my whole life into a cycle of, okay, well, since I think this is fine, everybody that comes into my life treating me this way, I just think it's normal. And I was never able to break through, So, Keys, my promoter name was Kianti Mosa for a while. Kianti Mosa, because I used to work at Olive Garden. And when I worked at Olive Garden, my real name is Kiana. But I was serving this table, and I said, hi, my name is Kiana. I'll be taking care of you today. And this table was like, Kianti? I was just like, yeah. I don't know where they heard Kianti from when I say Kiana, but cool. I said Kianti. I think I like that. I got a new name to use now. But Kianti who? Kianti who? So Kianti is also a wine. It's all funny because after I started promoting, people were like, oh, your name is a wine, haha. And I'm like, yeah, it is, like, one of the finest. But anyways, I was like, Chianti who? And I said, we're going to be Chianti Mimosa. That's another wine, mimosa. But no, I don't like mimosa. We just going to be Chianti Mosa. So I was Chianti Mosa as a promoter. And then I was promoting. And I found myself homeless. Helping everybody but myself. I found myself homeless. I didn't have enough money for me. I didn't have enough money to do anything I wanted to do, to have a roof over my head, anything. I was giving out every dollar that I was making as a promoter. I was just giving it out left and right. You need help, you need help, you need help. Okay. And I would even throw events where I'm giving away money knowing that I don't have it for myself. I still find myself doing that this year. Like, I've done this so many times and y'all wouldn't even know. I am so used to giving my last, like so used to just being like, you know what? I feel blessed. I feel fortunate. I've never felt like I was without. So I was just like, I'm able to give to those who I felt like was just less fortunate, not even knowing like I don't have it myself, but I never put myself in that mindset of lack. So I think that's why I've always been okay. Even when I was homeless on Pryor Street, University Ave in Atlanta, Georgia. That's one of the most dangerous streets in Atlanta, and I was out there and I still felt safe. I stayed at like an elementary school, stayed in the slide sometimes. Like, I know nobody's gonna come to an elementary school and bother anybody, so since I'm homeless, this might be the safest place for me to be. But I just remember one day, like, there's so many parts to this story. I was working with the I Love My Plug DJs in Atlanta. After a while, I was working with the I Love My Plug DJs, and I was still homeless. But Mano the Plug was like, we're gonna name you, like, you're Keontae, like, why not be like the Socket or something? We're the Plugs, like, you be Socket. And I'm like, Socket? I don't want to be no damn Socket. What is a Socket? Like, so he was like, well, what about Keys? And I was like, okay. Well, no, he said Kiki. And I said, I don't like Kiki, because everybody I know named Kiki that I grew up with was either fighting somebody, always in some type of drama, like a Kiki, like I think it's funny, like I don't want to be a Kiki. So he was like, what about Key? I said, what about, just add an S, Keys. Keys, all right, Keys. So started going by Keys. We dropped Keontae Mosa, now I'm Keys. All right, boom. So I kept throwing events, running around the city with I Love My Plug DJs, and they weren't paying me correctly either. I was bringing all this business to them, and they were just like, these people would have came anyway, Keys, like, whatever. So I chopped that up, whatever, kept it moving. And my pride is definitely big, because I was staying at the I Love My Plug studios when I got on with them. They were like, you know, you don't have a place to stay, you can stay in the studio. So I stayed in the studio for a few, but then when they were just like, you know, why should we pay you and we're providing a roof over your head? I'm like, I'm in a studio right now, like, and this doesn't, I mean, I'm putting in a lot of work. I'm talking about, I was doing 8-10 hour days with these folks, running up and down the street to different clubs and venues with these folks, and I was not paid properly. It is what it is. So I told him, I was like, you know, him and them, I was like, you know, I don't have to be here. I don't have to be here. I'd rather have the money that I'm owed, that I feel like I deserve. But if I'm not going to get that, and y'all think that this roof over my head is helping me, and it's not, I didn't even have proper food. I'm highly allergic to peanut butter, and they're like, oh, well, we have peanut butter in there, you can make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I'm like, you know what, let me remove myself from this situation. Back to the streets I go. So back on University and Pryor. So I'm walking all up and through the streets, and I just remember somebody being like, man, Keys, I wish I had your life. Like, you're always in the streets, like, you're always helping people, you always throwing events, like, you so cool, like, I wish I had your life. And if only he knew. I'm like, I am homeless, and you wish you had my life. You don't even know. I find happiness in every situation. I'm blessed to be alive. I found a lot of reasons to be grateful, to still keep it pushing. Like I said, I always felt like this was just normal, so I don't know. So but when he said that to me, I just remember, like, as soon as he walked away, I just started crying. I was like, that's crazy that you want my life. You don't know the half, but it's just perception, like how people perceive you. So, if I get a little emotional, y'all just bear with me. It's my first time, like, getting it out there. All right, so, but when he said that, he was just like, you know, I wish I had your life. You're always in the streets, interviewing people. You do all this stuff. You always in the streets. So I said, you know what, let me take something that is kind of negative and turn it into something positive in the most positive way. So I came up with the name Keys to the Streets, because I was always in the streets, and y'all didn't know why was I in the streets. Y'all are just thinking Keys is just a hard promoter, like she's always at different businesses, she's always helping people, like she's that girl. Like, no, I was living in the streets. So I named myself Keys to the Streets, because y'all will find me to the streets. I'll be out there. And I would run across certain people who knew that I was homeless, and they took more advantage of the situation. way more advantage of the situation when they found out. It wasn't like a, let me try to really help you. It's like, no, we know that you're good with the business or whatever the case may be. I don't know what these folks were thinking in their head. I have no idea. But I ran across people who claimed that they had my best interest, and anytime I run across certain females, I latched onto them because I wanted a best friend so bad. And a lot of these females were jealous of me. The majority of them were jealous of me. It was a lot of hate. It was not like a... And it's crazy because the people that were jealous of me had so much more than me. These people were helping me. And I'm like, well, how could you be jealous of me? Like, I don't have anything. I'm just me, myself, and I. You know, you guys, you have the houses, you have the car, you have everything. Like, be jealous of me for what? But see, the older I got, I was like, they were jealous of that energy that you carry, because nothing could bother me or get in my way to keep me from moving forward. No matter what was thrown at me, I kept moving forward. And I feel like a lot of people that came in my life came to test that. Like, you know, how happy will she be if I bother her? Or I've had friends that will purposely sleep with the people that I was interested in because they wanted to hurt me, or see like, well, what is she gonna do now? She's still gonna be happy? Or I would have guy friends be like, you know, I have a place for you to stay, but what do I get from it? Like, you got to give me something. And they didn't want money. They wanted something else. So it's like, I went through this life of like, I don't even know, I really grew up like off survival, really, like trying to do whatever I could sometimes to have a roof over my head, especially when it got cold. Like the months between October and December, I was like, all right, I gotta find a way to be in some type of shelter or something, because it's too cold to just be out here trying to stay in slides and stuff. So I remember one time I went knocking on people's doors trying to use a phone to talk to somebody. Like, oh, somebody's gonna come, just sit there for a minute to see how long they'll let me sit there so I could just stay warm. But I remember I had one friend, well, I thought she was my friend or whatever. I stayed with her. When I say she stole everything from me and then helped me look for it, she cried with me and everything, was like, oh my gosh, I feel like I know who stole this stuff. Like, let's go get these people. Like, I've been through a lot of crazy situations, you guys, a lot of crazy situations. I've been taken advantage of for my kindness. And it's like, for some reason, I felt bad for the people that was taking advantage of me, because the girl who stole from me, right? Let me get to the story let me break down the story. You might be interested in, like, how did you find this stuff? Okay, my intuition is crazy, you guys. I was staying with her one day, and we got evicted from the place that we were staying at, because she had some fake information going on there. And so she moved with some guy, and I was like, well, can I just come over there with you, since he has this 4-bedroom house? It's just him over there and you over there. She was like, no, I don't even know him like that. No, you can't come over here, but you come visit. I'm finna go cheat on him. I need you to watch my kids. So I was like, cool, opportunity. I can stay over there for a little bit. When I went over to his house, before we get, I'm jumping back and forth with the eviction, with the place that we weren't supposed to be at, because she had some fake information going on. That's when all my stuff ended up missing. All right. There's so missing parts to this story. It's like, I don't know to go left or right with this story. It's so much. Like, it's been like problem after problem after problem. Like, I was not catching a break. Before we got evicted from the place we were supposed to be at, before I had went to jail, okay? I was dealing with this one female. She claimed she liked me. I liked her, whatever. She was one of those jealous ones. She dislocated my shoulder, all type of stuff. But I went to jail because the cops made a mistake on the report. It wasn't like a right away situation, like, oh, she dislocated your shoulder, you called, and now you're going to jail. No, this was like way later on. I didn't even know. Like, I had a warrant out for my arrest. I did not know. We were at, so I'm out and about. I got arrested. Okay. So I called my homegirl and I was like, hey, I'm in jail. I'll be out soon though. They gave me a signature bond. They realized I'm not supposed to be here. And she tells me, oh, by the way, we're getting evicted, but not only that, somebody stole all your stuff. And I'm like, how is that even possible? My stuff was just there yesterday. Everything was perfectly fine. She's like, yeah, I don't know what happened. And you could go over there and see when you get out of jail. And I went over there and I'm checking, I'm looking at everything. And she tried to convince me that it was the people downstairs that took all my stuff. Like the people who tried to evict us left the door unlocked and people came and took all my stuff. That's what she told me happened. So I believed her. That was my friend. I believed her. Fast forward, so she's at the guy's house, wants me to watch her kids and everything. I'm like, all right. But as I was sitting there, something, I promise y'all, I don't know what it was, but something said, just ask him, where does she keep her stuff at? Like 4-bedroom house, where's all her stuff at? So I said, hey, where does she keep her stuff at? I don't see it in here. And he's like, oh, in that room across from mine. So I said, okay. I went in there and I opened the closet. And I seen like this big tub of clothes, like this big bucket of clothes or whatever. And I was just like, okay, it's just her stuff. I'm not going to go through her stuff because I wouldn't want anybody to go through my stuff, So I walked away. Something, I promise y'all, I don't know what it was. Something in my head, body, spirit, and soul was like, no, go back in that room and check underneath those clothes that you see on the top of this bin, this big bin, this bucket bin, whatever y'all want to call it, the little thing, container full of clothes. So I go back in there and I start removing everything off the top. And I start seeing all of my stuff that she claimed was stolen. I found my PlayStation. She didn't steal little stuff. She stole everything I had, everything, down to my lingerie. It was so bad because I was a little naive too. I would catch her wearing some of my clothes and I would be like, oh, I have something like that. She would be like, oh, they have these everywhere. And I just brushed it off, whatever. I didn't think too much on it. I even bought hair one time. This is something crazy. I bought some sew-in hair one time and I was looking for it, couldn't find it. I see it on her head. And the reason why I knew it was mine is because I had went to go get it professionally dyed and the color came out wrong. Like I wanted a midnight blue color hair and the color came out like green, yellow, some wild color. And it was in her head. Here's what's even crazier. Like I braided her hair down. She was like, I'm getting my hair done today. She came back with the hair on her head. And I was like, that hair looks like my hair. She was like, oh, you're wilding, you're tripping. She took it out the very next day. I don't know. Maybe her guilty conscience was eating her up. I don't know. So that takes me back to me being at the house or whatever. When I went in there and I found all my stuff, I found my electronics, I found all my clothes and everything, hair products, everything that I owned was in there. And I wanted her to know. I wanted her to know that I found all my stuff. So I put it in the living room and waited for her to come in. And when she did, she was like, oh, Keys, I never intended on keeping your stuff. I was going to give it back. I told her, keep it. Keep it. You felt like you needed to steal from me when you could have just asked me. I would have gave you the shirt off my back, but you felt like you had to take it from me. So you must need it. You must need it more than me. Take it. She was like, no, I don't want your stuff. I'm like, take it. No, Keys, it's fine. I don't want it. She didn't keep the stuff. She kept insisting this wasn't intentional. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I was like, whatever. I just removed myself from that situation. And when I did, she started blowing up my phone. Hey, do you want to hang out? No. What are you trying to do to me? Like, no, I don't want to hang out with you. Fast forward. Back to the streets. Keys to the streets. So I always felt like being in the streets was safer than being around people. Because I've always had peace being outside. I don't know what kind of madness that is, but I've always had peace being outside. Anytime I was around other people, it's like people are trying to do something to me. There's a hidden motive. Like somebody feels like I have no idea. It's a lot of jealousy around my energy. It's like people want my energy. I had this one girl, this was like 2 years ago. And again, it's like a cycle. Y'all might hear a pattern in these people that I tell y'all about. But Had another person, same thing. She was like, why do all these guys like you? And why they don't like me? And you just gotta have everybody, Keys. And I wasn't even looking at it like that. I'm like, I don't want anybody. These people, I mean, I was dating this one guy at the time, and she was just all up on him, trying to make me feel away. Just too much. Just too much. But she was one of those people that I came across by throwing an event. She was an artist. I met her that way. She was like, hey, you come stay with me. I looked at it as I have another opportunity for a roof over my head. Staying with her. She's sleeping with all the people that I'm telling her that I like. I'm like, well, dang, I guess they all, well, I don't know. And the people that she was sleeping with that I liked, I was already with them at one point. So it was kind of disgusting. Like, lady, what are you doing? I would not sleep with, if you're my friend, I'm not sleeping with nobody that you've messing with, any of that. Like, that's ill. Disgusting. No. But she felt like anybody that I liked or was with, that she had to have that experience too. And it was just weird. It was just very, very weird. She was a very weird individual. But she was a very evil person. Like, that's just how I view her. Like, very evil, because she would be talking about me to her other friends when I'm in the house, like, oh, she da 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 da, and she don't even know, woo woo woo, and I sat there and I dealt with it until I was just like, I'm not dealing with this anymore. Like, it was a few people that was like, that's not your friend. I'm like, you know, I kept defending her until one of my friends tested her and was like, I'm gonna text her and tell her that I like her and I don't want to rock with you no more, and see how she responds. And I'll send it to you, because I was like, that's my friend. You're not gonna keep talking about her. I know that's my friend. So he texted her and was like, I'm not rocking with Keys anymore. What's up with you? And she was like, we can have our own little thing. She ain't got to know. He sent that message to me. I texted her and was like, don't text me ever again in your life. One thing about me is, when I love you to no end. It's so much love. Like, I'll do anything in the world for you. Anything in this world for you when I really do truly love you. But once I find out that you're fake, or you're not who I thought you were, then I cut off everything instantly, as if I never met you. You completely died. If anybody out there is wondering, that's watching this, that didn't like me in the past, whatever the case may be, understand you're not in my phone. Not at all. I don't have any pictures of us in my phone. No pictures of anything, any past experience with any of these past people in my phone. Like, I deleted these people like they died. I just try to keep it moving. And when I say, like, when I love you and will do anything for you, I've almost taken charges for people, because they're like, Keys, I got too many charges. You don't have nothing on your record. Like, just take the charge and I'll get you out. At the time, I'm like, okay, I got you. They don't even know my real name. How are they going to get me out? I was very naive, just being like, you know, trying to be this people pleaser, trying to make everybody happy, doing everything for people without doing for myself, kept me in a cycle of being homeless. As we speak right now, I live in a hotel. Now, my life is different, because it's like, y'all get to see the ups and downs. Sometimes it's up, sometimes it's down. When I focus on myself, it's up. When I don't focus on myself, it's down. I've lived in Cali for 3 years, and that was consistent. I did very well in Cali because I was focused on myself. I said, you know, I moved from Atlanta because I felt like everybody was taking advantage of me. Everywhere I went, somebody wanted something from me. It was a continuous cycle. So I felt like the way for me to get out this cycle is to move out of Atlanta, because everybody I come across, they know that I'm a nice person and they're going to take advantage of me. I put that in my head. Whoever I meet, every person, every time, I'm never let down to know somebody's gonna let me down. Like, do I want to keep putting myself through this by being here, or do I want to move? So I moved all the way across the country to California, and everything was fine for 3 years, until that 3rd year, I decided, like, okay, money is good, life is great. I'm gonna take all the money that I've made these past few months and just pay the rest of my rent off for the rest of the year. And I was renting through somebody who was subleasing their spot, and I did not know that they were on the verge of being evicted, because I was already paying them for, like, let me see, it was the majority. There was only 3 months left. I was paying them all the way up until October, right? No issues. January to October, no issues. But when I paid them, I said, you know, I want to pay y'all the rest of the year for my rent so I don't have to worry about it. I didn't think anything bad was going to happen, because nothing has happened, you know? I gotta roll this window down, y'all. I'm in a hot car right now, just sitting here. We're gonna open this too, whatnot. All right, cause it's hot in here. All right, let me cut this off. All right, so what was I saying to y'all? What was I saying to y'all? I had to get some air. Whew. I don't even know what was the last thing I said, but this air feels so nice right now. It just calmed me down. Let me pause and look at the last thing I said, and I'll come right back. I'll come right back. All right, I know where I left off at. So I paid the last 3 months off for the rent. And when I did that, it was probably a few days later, I got an eviction on the door saying that I had 3 days to leave. Like, California eviction is different than Georgia. Georgia, I think you have like 30 days and you know, you can get yourself together. California is a lot different. Where I was, anyways, I was in Woodland Hills. They gave me 3 days to get everything and get up out of there. Well, when I moved to Cali, trying to be by myself and stay to myself and all this peace, I didn't have anybody to call when that happened. All the relationships I built out in California was business, and everybody's mindset in California is 100% different than Atlanta. Atlanta, you're like, I need a place to stay. Come on. California, I need a place to stay. Sure. Me too. So what do you mean? What are you going to do? All the business relationships that I had with people, I didn't call too many people. My pride got in the way after the second call. I said I'm not calling anybody else. But I remember, like, in California, I'm a brand ambassador for over 25 different cannabis companies. And I just remember the first phone call I made, I was like, you know, I just got scammed out some money. I need a place to stay. They were like, oh my gosh, what are you going to do? Well, never mind. And then I called somebody else and was like, you know, I got scammed. I don't know what to do. And they were like, dang, that sucks. Like, I realized that one of the reasons why I went to California is because everybody doesn't have their hand out. It's like you're around overachievers. These people love to work, hardworking. They're gonna get it done. They're gonna find a way. So, and that's why I went out there. I blended in very well with that type of energy, but when I needed help, I didn't have it. So I have this car that y'all see me in, and I think I had like $40 left of gas. No, I had $40 to my name and a half tank of gas. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to buy a tent and go live on Malibu Beach because I don't know what else to do. But then I started calling my people in Atlanta. Of course, come on, Keys. Come on, we got you. Come on, Keys. So I said, all right, well, the only way I can get there is if I drive to Atlanta. It's the only way I can get there is if I drive to Atlanta. I had one person in California who actually did help me, not with a place to stay, but they helped me with gas money. They said, you know, we'll give you $600 to make sure you get from point A to point B and you be good. So, and that's how much it cost, $600 worth of gas money for me to get from California to Georgia. I drove 30 hours here by myself, which was, I never looked at it, but that's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. I drove 30 hours by myself. And it almost hit me mentally while I was on my way to Atlanta, because I was like, yo, I have everything in my car. There's nowhere for me to sleep or lay down or nothing. I'm trying to conserve what little money I do have. Like, I know I have this $600 for gas money. I know I need to eat. I like all type of stuff. Matter of fact, I think out of that 600, no. It was probably around 400 for gas money, because 200 of that, some of that went to a hotel. I remember I was too tired. Like, the second day, keep driving and staying in this one seat trying to sleep. Like, I was too tired. So I said, you know what? I have to get a hotel to get just a tad bit of rest before I keep driving. I think I had like 12 more hours to go, but I had to stop. I was like, all right. So I got my hotel. Then I kept going, got to Atlanta. When I did, this is not a joke, you guys. I don't know my life is crazy. It's like, ooh. But that's one thing I can say about my life. My life is interesting. It's never a dull moment. Good or bad, there's never a dull moment. My life is like a real life movie in every single moment. But when I got to Atlanta, I stayed with one of my friends, and they ended up with an eviction notice on their door. And I'm like, why the fuck did you not tell me that you were going through something too? I would have stayed where I was at. I would have had my tent on the beach. Y'all told me to come on. You got me. Whoop, whoop. So started stressing all over again. For some reason, I have a lot of luck with people trying to help me, but it's always the wrong people. It's always the wrong people. Because in the middle of that situation, I had a co-host that I was working with at the time and was like, you don't have to go through that. Come stay with me. Here I go again. Okay. Went over there with them. I remember at the time when I moved in with my co-host, I was dating this guy who I found to be, he was cool at first, but then he ended up being crazy. And talking about how he wanted to put his hands on me, all type of stuff. I remember we were at the club and like, should I tell y'all about this story too? Should I tell y'all about this story too? I want to throw a name out there because it's a popular person that did this, but it's like, do I want to put him on blast? Do I want to put him on blast? I don't really want to put anybody on blast. I just want to tell y'all my story because I know that it could probably help some other people. I don't know. But I was dating this C-list celebrity who thought so highly of himself, was so cocky. And I remember I have a lot of connects in Atlanta. I could get in anywhere. Like, I have a lot of pull in Atlanta. So we went to Club Onyx. And I was just like, you know, I had a section and everything. I told him he could come. And when he came with 2 females. And I'm like, what the hell? And he's like, you know, don't ask me no questions. So I'm still professional because I have a public image. Everywhere I go, the eyes are always on me. So I'm like, all right, I'm not going to make a scene. I do feel away because why the hell, like, we're dating and all type of stuff. And you got these 2 females with you, but whatever. I got them in the club too. I wasn't petty because, again, all eyes are on me. Every time I go to an event, somebody's recording me. I always get hidden footage sent to me like, hey, Keys, here you go. And I'm like, so I let them come in the club and I pulled them to the side. I said, let me talk to you right quick. I had them in my section, but I pulled them to the side. I said, I don't want to make a scene, none of that. But I got y'all in here. That's cool. I need you to get your own section. Y'all can stay in the club. I already got y'all in. Just get your own section. And he was like, no, I'm not moving. You crazy. And I'm whoop-de-whoop. Y'all not finna tell me I'm a celebrity. And back in my city, like, because he was from Baltimore. All right. It's a C-list celeb from Baltimore. So he was like, y'all don't know who I am. I'm a celebrity. Whoop-de-whoop. I'm not moving nowhere. So I said, listen, I don't want to cause a scene in here. I will call security on you and get you up out of here. He was just like, no, you're not finna do that to me. And so I told my homegirl, my co-host homegirl, I told her, I said, tell him that I'm about to call security. I'm not playing. I don't like confrontation. I'm not about to keep talking to him. I told him to get these females out of my section and y'all go somewhere else. If you this celebrity like you claim, you should be able to just pay for another section. It shouldn't even be all this conversation. Like, just go get another section. He was not hearing none of that. He felt offended and was like, he started raising his voice. So I called security. He was like, you gonna call security on me? Whoop, whoop, whoop. He's trying to hit me and some more stuff without me seeing all type of stuff. The girls that he had in his section was like, oh, she want us to leave. What's the problem? She want us to leave. Whoop, whoop, whoop. So they're going in. Like, they yelling, screaming, all this stuff, right? And me, I'm just smiling and laughing in a section with a bunch of strippers and these 2 mad females. So while I'm sitting there laughing and smiling, the strippers around me think that the animosity and anger that they're throwing out is towards the strippers. Because I'm, again, just smiling and laughing at them. I'm like, why are y'all so mad? Look at that. Like, laughing, like they're not talking to me. Again, cameras are always on me. So I tried to flip the whole scenario, which it looked like I did. So the strippers was like, are they talking to us? And the strippers were trying to fight the girls. So security was like, no, y'all just gotta go. Celebrity or not, like, you got to go. Your girlfriends got to go. Y'all got to go. It's only because I'm not trying to say nobody's name. My co-host homegirl ended up, she was like so starstruck by this man. Like, she was doing anything to keep him around because you know who that is, and whoop, whoop, whoop. So I ended up going back to the house with her after the club, and the C-list celebrity pops up at the door. And I told her, I said, he's outside. Oh my gosh. I ran upstairs and, no, she was upstairs. I ran upstairs to go tell her he was outside. She came downstairs. I'm thinking she's going to tell him, like, you know, you need to leave. What are you doing here? Whoop, whoop, whoop. She lets him inside the house. She lets him inside the house. And I ran into the bathroom and was like, why did you let him in here? And she was like, we got a no snitching policy around here. You told on him at the club. You need to keep that same energy. It's crazy. It's crazy. And I don't even know how I forgave her after that. I think because I was still looking at it like I need a roof over my head. So I let it go. I stayed in the bathroom all night while they just sat there laughing. Like, ah, ha, ha, she's still in the bathroom. Ah, ha, ha, ha. Like, she's scared. Ah, ha, ha. So, and I told her, I was like, if you don't get him out of here, I'm gonna call the cops. She was like, if you call the cops, she started threatening me. So I'm just like, all right, I can't win. I was like, fine, I'm not gonna call no cops. Cause she was like, if you call the cops, you're not gonna have a roof over your head no more. And I'm not playing and da. So I was like, whatever, I'll let it go. Then I was like, all right, I don't know. Then the next day, let me see, how did that go? I stayed in the bathroom all day. They went out, and as soon as they left the house is when I left out the bathroom. Then she called me and was like, the only reason why I was laughing and giggling with him is because I was scared of him too. Like, if he was threatening you, trying to do stuff to you, imagine what he would have did to me. And I'm the one that's trying to talk through you instead of you talking to him when this has nothing to do with me. So I was just like, I was trying to understand where she was coming from, because she's like, you got to understand, you called security on him and then he came to my house. So whoop-de-whoop. But I was just, a huge part of me was like, you're not my friend, because a real friend would not allow me to be in danger. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, like, time went on. Not a lot of time, but a little bit of time went on, and I was just like, all right, I still got a roof over my head. I'm still throwing events with this girl. Then I ended up liking her. I don't know how. I ended up liking her just a little out of curiosity. She was a stud. I've never been with a stud ever in my life, so I was just testing the water, seeing what that was about. I don't know if y'all realize by now, but clearly just a tad bit bisexual. But usually I go for females who are girly, that look like me, you know, girly. But she wasn't. I was like, what's the stud life about? But anyway, and never ever again in my life will I ever. But anyways, so I started liking her. I started taking her on hella dates, buying her hella stuff for no reason, just buying stuff. Again, I'm very generous. She just take, not reciprocating. And then I remember she was just like, you know, you do what you want to do. So I was dating this one guy, and she got jealous one day because he bought me Waffle House. And I was like, why are you so mad? Like, were you gonna get me the Waffle House? And she was like, no, I'm just mad because you got your own money and you got this man out here spending money on you and you playing him and whoop. So she got in her feelings. She messaged him, told him like, Keys messing with me, whoop. She started messaging my co-workers, colleagues, people that I work with, like, Keys, whoop. And I was just like, okay. And we were still throwing events at the time, like, meaning like I had her as my co-host, but I was like, I run my own business. So now you're fired. Did all that, now you just fired yourself. Now you're out the picture. You're gone. She's like, no, we did this amount of events together. Everybody knows me, and now they don't. That simple. The quicker I give it to you, I can take it away from you. Don't play with me. But it's like I had to show her not to play with me. Sometimes you guys have to set boundaries, and I didn't have set boundaries before. So she was messaging everybody and their mama and was so mad that I was not letting her back in on my events. Like, just mad. Tried to spread all these lies and rumors. I was just like, okay. She was like, Keys mad, I don't like her. And y'all don't understand how many pages of hers that I had to block, because she would be under my comments, oh, you should be grateful, you got a roof over your head, and because of me, and it's funny how people whoop all these. I don't respond to these people. I was just like, okay, another miserable person. I realized that it's a pattern with everybody who does me wrong. They're all miserable, all of them. So I was like, whatever. That situation, after I cut her off, I just kept it moving. Did I go through anything after that? Yep, another co-host, another female who liked me. I didn't like her like that, but she kept pushing and pressing the issue. So I was like, you know what? Fed into it. Messed around with her one time. It was terrible. Absolutely terrible. So if you're watching this, I just want you to know, terrible. But she was jealous of me too, though. Jealous, angry, mad, all type of stuff. Like, this other person was helping me with events, but it's like she would try to get me to confide in her and then tell everybody my business. And I don't know. And then at one point she was just like, are you gonna pay me for all this work that I'm doing for you? And mind you, I pay for results. If we're working together and you're bringing in people, I'm gonna pay you for results. But you just being around me for decoration, talking about I showed up, that's not how I operate. So I told her, I said, if you're expecting to get paid just to answer a phone when I can answer a phone or a DM, because her name was in my bio. So she was like, you know, people are messaging me, yes, because you're in my bio, not because they can't get to me. So I took her out my bio. I was like, I don't need an assistant or any of that. I need a promoter to help me promote my events, who's going to try to bring in the results that I bring in. Because if I'm bringing out 100 people by myself, I would love for somebody to match that, do half of that, or something of that nature. I thought that's what she was around for. No. So when I told her I didn't want to work with her anymore, she started spreading, oh, Keys is a scammer, and y'all watch out for the scammer trying to mess up my business, which is never going to happen. I don't know, for those of y'all who do know me, I don't stay down. I don't. I was going to say I don't stay down for long. I don't stay down at all. Like, if something doesn't work, I swiftly move to something else. Like, with the quickness, as if it never happened. Like, straight up. That takes me back to another situation I went through this year. I ended up managing 2 new artists that everybody was so happy to see. They were like, you know, Keys is going hard for them. I was booking them a lot of gigs and everything. Not once was I ever paid. Then when I asked them for payment, it's like, oh, well, why do we have to pay you when we didn't pay you this whole time? And I was like, well, if y'all don't see me as somebody valuable that y'all need to have around, then I'm gonna move my time elsewhere, because time is money. I'm doing a lot for these folks, like putting them on big platforms, big platforms in Atlanta, like the Coalition DJs, ATL Top 20. What was the other one? We had Coalition DJs, ATL Top 20, Judge Soul, all these big platforms that I helped them get on, and I was not compensated not once, just because these are connects that I had. I have a lot of industry connects, and I plugged them in with these people and just didn't get paid. But you know what? A lot of y'all, let's say, well, you should have had a contract. I should have. But end all be all, I was just like, you know, I'm not about to continue working for free. I put myself out there trying to be generous. These artists that I was managing, they won it. I was like, you know, I'm looking for artists to manage. That was one of the prizes, like $1,000 in management. I started managing these folks, and after that, I was just like, you know, I never put a time limit on how long I was gonna promote for free for them. I was like, you know, it comes with management, you know, but my management is like marketing management. So I worked with them for like a month or 2. Then I was like, you know, I keep doing all this. And the reason why I got to a point where I had to wake up is because I was begging them to send me content. I'm like, you know, I'm trying to keep up this image of being consistent, because I'm consistent with myself. I'm trying to be consistent with y'all, and I'm begging for content from these artists. Like, if they didn't send me content, I will go look through their old files and post something. I tried to make their job as easy as possible, but they weren't helping me, and I'm not getting paid to be going out of my way doing all these things. So I was like, you know, I'm going way harder for y'all than y'all are for yourselves. Y'all not even meeting me halfway. So if I'm not getting paid for this, then what am I doing? Y'all don't care that much about y'all's career, but I'm doing the most for y'all's career. Like, it didn't make sense to me. So had to cut that off. Now I am at a point in my life where I put myself first. I have a lot of dreams. I have a lot of goals. And if it doesn't align with that, it doesn't make sense to me. It just doesn't make sense to me. My biggest goal is to help heal the world. It's not all this extra stuff. Like Keys to the Streets, she was the type that she tried to blend in. She tried to get approval from different people. She wanted to fit in so bad because she felt like that's what she needed to do. But trying to fit in with people who are nothing like you is always gonna hurt you. Clearly, I've been hurt a lot of times in my life and just brushed it off. A situation that traumatized me to the fullest was one of my exes. Here's something that may or may not help you ladies out there. Traumatized. I'm talking about like just got over this, like literally. But and he's probably still doing this to this day, so whatever. But I'm at a point where if it doesn't help my end goals or my dreams, then it doesn't matter. So whatever. And I'm at a point too where it's like if he is watching, or if anybody is watching, maybe they could learn to move on with their lives and realize that focusing on somebody else's life is not going to help your life at all. But I was dating this one guy. I dated him for a year and a half, I think. And he ended up putting his hands on me. And this was somebody that I was friends with in Atlanta. This was when I lived out in Cali. I think my second year in California. Yeah, my second year that I lived in California, I brought him out there with me. And he was staying with me. I was working. He had this business out here in Atlanta. I was like, you know, I'm gonna just work, give you all my money so you could put that towards your business so we don't have to work as hard in the future. Whatever. He was taking all my money, spending it on hoes, bros, different stuff, all type of stuff. I would go to work. He's taking off my Ring camera, bringing females to my house, all types of stuff. But I didn't find that out until after I found out this. So he used to have a tendency of getting like over emotional and angry all the time. Like, I'm trying to walk away, he's following me, arguing, and I'm like, bro, what is this? I'm putting on headphones. He's trying to take my headphones off so I could talk to him. You can't make anybody talk to you, but he was trying to force me to talk to him. Like, you're gonna talk to me. And I was like, yo, like, females do stuff like this, not men. Females like that. They like to nag. He was doing that, and I was trying to figure out, why is he this way? Like, what the hell? So one day he went to sleep and something just told me, check this man's phone. I'm telling y'all, my intuition be on one. Something said, check this man's phone while he sleep. I told y'all, I don't like going through people's stuff. That's not who I am. But when my intuition kick in, it kick in hard. I go through this man's phone and seen all type of disturbing things. Okay? I woke him up and I said, I found... Oh my gosh. I woke him up and I said, we need to talk. Because I seen some things in your phone. And he was like, why you go through my phone? Like, voice cracking, instantly upset. And I'm like, I didn't even say nothing yet. But let's get to it. So the first place I went to in your phone was your gallery. And when I clicked your gallery, I seen a variety of dicks. A variety. Multiple. Different men. And I was just like, what is this? And he told me the dicks came with the phone. Now, I'm a good girlfriend. I tried to give him the benefit of the doubt. I don't know why. I was like, okay, so let's say that they did come with the phone. So pretty much you're saying that you bought the phone from somebody. Yeah, what type of person you think I am? You think I'm just out here? Woo-doo-doo. I said, I don't think anything. But it was the first thing I saw. I didn't have to scroll for this stuff. Like, why is it still in your phone? Oh, you act like men just be going through their pictures and their gallery and stuff like that. I don't know what's going on. I go to your web history though, and I see that you on all these sugar baby sites. How you know they sugar baby sites? Unless you a sugar baby, this ain't got nothing to do with me. Which in my past, I was one at a certain amount of time in my life. Survivals, that was part of my survival at one point in my life. So I knew about the sugar baby sites that he was on. He on Sugar Daddy Me. Also, let me not do that to y'all. For y'all ladies be like, oh, I'm going on there too. No, there are other ways to make money. Keep your legs closed, ladies. Beat yourself and you can make all the money in the world. Please don't do that. It will do something to y'all's spirits. I promise y'all, do not do that. Don't do that. So I said, why are you on these sugar daddy websites and stuff? And he was like, oh, I sell weed to old rich white men. I'm like, what? He's like, you want to see the messages? No, I don't want to see the messages. I don't. But speaking of messages, I went through your messages and seen a message with you and your friend, and the thread is gone, but the last message I see is, I hope you like it rough. What are you talking about? Oh, well, you know how when you go to the gym, no, just listen, I've heard enough. Just get your stuff and leave. He was like, where do you expect me to go, Keys? I'm in California. I live in Atlanta. Woo. I'm not going nowhere. I paid the last month's rent here. Now, keep in mind you, he's been staying with me for like a year and a half, but paid the last month's rent and thinking that that's going to get me to get him to stay. No. I was like, you need to leave. He wasn't trying to leave. That's when he put his hands on me. That's when cops got called. That's when restraining orders got put on. 2 restraining orders, because the first one wasn't enough. He kept harassing me, kept stalking me, kept doing weird stuff. So I had to put a second restraining order on him. This man didn't give a damn. He was hacking into my accounts. He was messaging people that I knew, telling them not to work with me or he gonna shoot something up, just acting crazy, okay? The man was thrown off to the max. So I'm sitting here like, why is this man not moving on with his life? Out of everybody I've ever dealt with in my entire life, when I break up with people, they move on with their lives. Or maybe they don't. Maybe they stalk me in peace. meaning I don't know about it. This man was doing the most. He's made, no exaggeration, over 20 different pages, Facebook, Instagram, all types of stuff, hacked into my accounts, just doing the most, reading messages, looking at pictures, posting pictures. He posted explicit things of me on the internet, trying to hurt me. And it's just like, I ignored him for so long. I was just like, I'm just keep ignoring him. I'm gonna let the system deal with him. He showed up to one of my private events last year. It was super private, meaning that nobody knew where it was, but one of his people was at my event and they gave him the address, and he showed up trying to hurt me at my event. That's when I had to call the cops on him again. And since then, which was last year in December, since then, like even till this day, I'm still being watched and stalked by this man. He does not have a life. But again, what I've come to realize is I can't control what he does, but I can control what I do and how I react to things. And I'm not on that low vibrational level. I be feeling bad for people who feel like they have to do all of this, especially focusing on me so much. You're never going to accomplish your dreams or goals. Your life is going to be stuck. And I strongly believe in karma. What you do to people will happen times 10 to you. So that's another way where I was just like, I feel bad for him. I really do. I don't know if he think that I'm trying to do this and that to him. No, I want you to get better because you are sick. You are very sick. I feel like I can help the world, but some people need mental help from a facility or something, and his friends and peers feel like we didn't even know that about him. Yes, because the man is fake. He go put on this front and act like I'm this crazy one when this man is crazy. It's just been, I don't know. And I've dealt with that for, like I said, matter of fact, when all of this happened initially with the restraining orders and everything, when all this happened was probably back in 2019. No. 2021. Yes, 2021 is when all this stuff happened. He's been doing this madness for like 3 years. And it's like, yo, this man does not have a life. Sometimes I genuinely feel bad, but I found so much peace now that I don't think about nothing that he's doing, nothing that he's trying to do anymore. I don't give a damn, because what can you say or do? I'm not hiding who I am. There's no secrets about my life. There's nothing. Y'all know a whole lot of stuff. I'm telling y'all who I am. Takes me back to who am I? So, y'all know who Keys to the Streets is. Y'all know her whole life and everything she's went through with all these people, from the crazy exes to the crazy friends. Y'all know all of that. Who am I? I am Kiana. Kiana Almeida. That is me. The nerd. The girl that likes to learn. The girl that likes to be in nature. The girl that likes rain. The girl that loves peace. The girl that isn't all wild and out there. Keys to the Streets was, again, like, had this shape-shifting personality, could blend in very well. So in the music field, y'all would see Keys to the Streets twerking and dancing and all that stuff for the internet, for views and attention and all this other stuff. And Kiana is not like that. I had to really wake up. Like, I do all this stuff. Yes, it gets me money. Yes, it gets me attention. But I do not feel good because this is not who I am. I have to put this mask on every day to make sure that the people that are watching me like me and like what they see. Versus taking a chance. Like, if I just show y'all who I really am, are y'all still gonna be here? Are y'all still gonna keep up? Or are y'all just gonna leave? What is it? Because I'm getting to a point in my life where I don't want to keep wearing a mask. I don't. I'm tired. I'm tired. Y'all don't know how much energy it takes to try to portray this different version of me. This is a real life alter ego. Like, Keys to the Streets, she still exists because she has a lot of skills. She's done a lot of things. She has a lot of connections with people. But I would just love for people to just like me for who I am. But I realize that even if people don't like who I am, that has nothing to do with me. The more that I am myself, people who are like me will find me. And that's what I've woken up to and realized. Because I realized that Keys to the Streets didn't have any boundaries. She let everybody run over her. Like, she wanted to be this people pleaser. And I got tired of that. I got tired of it. I got tired of not putting boundaries. I used to try to settle for certain things, like negotiating what I would want out of people. I used to negotiate, like, you know, I had one guy, he was like, I'm not gonna ever stop chasing women, but I'm being honest with you. And I was like, well, as long as he don't do it in my face, I guess, since he's being honest. But that's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted. And I remember one day something triggered me. I remember he had posted some female on his story or page. Oh, she's so fine. And when I approached him about it, like, how am I your girlfriend and you posting these females? Like, he didn't see nothing wrong with it. He was like, you just got to get with the program. And when he said that, I was just like, I don't want to get with the program. I don't want to settle for anything because I don't have to. I feel like I'm worthy of so much more. Because of who I am as a person, genuinely, I deserve much more than that. Who I am, I deserve more. And I don't know why I ever felt like I wasn't worthy of these things. Again, I always felt like I had to blend in. I don't want to blend in anymore. Nope. I just want to be myself, which is why I am a brand ambassador for one of the top clothing brands popping right now, which is BU Clothing. Make sure y'all go to shopbu.com and use the promo code KEYS. Y'all get 10% off your entire order on the website. I'm a brand ambassador for this company. Make sure y'all check them out. And I love this because this has also inspired me to be myself. It's okay to be you. Everybody else is taken. So I don't want to be like everybody else. I don't. And even in the field that I'm in, it's like I've never been like anybody else. Everything that I do, even if it seems similar, I always find my own creative way to do things. I'm a very creative person. I don't steal anybody's ideas. I do things my way. Well, it's a spinoff of what I see, but I do it my own way. That's the same thing with what I'm trying to do right now. I'm healing myself, and I know that me healing myself can help heal other people. The information that I learned, the knowledge that I'm learning, like, I started to read more. I started to listen to people that I wanted to be more like, you know, and not even be more like, just the energy that these other people hold that was a lot like me, the knowledge that they have that kept them at peace or that helped them grow. Like, I watch a lot of mentors, a lot of them, on self-growth, on meditation, manifestation. So I've been big and heavy on that, and it's helped my life a lot. So, and I found so much peace. So it's like, if I can help somebody else, I would love to be able to help somebody else, because we're not supposed to be on this earth stressed and depressed and whoa, it's me and I'm this victim. Like, no, we're supposed to live, laugh, love. And if you're focused on anything other than yourself and your goals and your dreams, then you have to fix that ASAP. You have to fix it, because you will struggle trying to focus on what somebody else is doing or what you don't have that they have. The jealousy, the envy, anything negative is going to hold you back. Anything. And I learned that quick. Like, even with the situation I told y'all I was traumatized in, it's like I let that bother me for a while. Like, why won't this man move on with his life instead of me just moving on with my life? Let him stay focused on me. Cool, great. That's what you want to do the rest of your life. Great. But I have other stuff to do. Like, what the hell am I worried about? I have other stuff to do. I have real life goals and dreams that I'm trying to accomplish versus me staying stuck on the past. The past has nothing to do with my future. I just had to really wake up. I had to put boundaries on a lot of things, a lot of people. I've had to cut people out of my life because I'm like, this doesn't align. A lot of people get comfortable with the people that they grew up with, that are content with how they're living. I had to get away from a lot of that. And I know a lot of y'all are probably wondering, like, well, where were her parents at? Doing their own thing? I mean, I love my parents, but I'm not even gonna put them in. I'm not gonna put them in this, because I feel like my parents had me when they were young, and they did the best that they knew. They did the best of their abilities, you know. I feel like if I was their age and I had kids at that age, it would have probably been hard on me too. I probably would have been stressed and snapping at my kids every 5 seconds or whatever. I don't know. So I just feel like they did the best that they could. But when I got to a point of being an adult and needing help, I had to help myself. And from high school going on, I had to train my own mental. Because all I was taught growing up, just if somebody bothering you, ignore them. If they hit you back, but just ignore people. That's not the solution to everything in life. So I had to figure out a lot on my own. Like I felt like when I moved to California, I felt like I was so like delayed in knowledge, because I'm like, how is this common sense to y'all and it's not common sense to me? I literally had to learn a lot of things. I had to go through a lot of things. I had to go through so much, and it was a reason why. So I'm not upset. Anything that I went through in life, I'm not a victim. It's just a lot of people, y'all ask yourselves like, I didn't deserve that, or why did I go through this? Why did I go through that? Because you were equipped to. You're able to handle it. And there's somebody out there who cannot handle what you went through. A lot of the things that I just told y'all, y'all probably couldn't have handled. Like y'all staying on the streets. I'm pretty sure there's people out there who's like, oh, hell no, it wouldn't have been me. It couldn't have been me. Like I couldn't be on the streets. Or after one person did me wrong, I wouldn't have kept trying to be friends with people. But the thing is, I don't treat people the same. So just because one person did this doesn't mean the whole world is going to do that. But at a dark place in my life, I felt like everybody in Atlanta was the same, which is why I moved to California. But once I found peace and I was forced to come back to Atlanta, I had to realize that no matter where I go, that peace has to come from within. I can't expect that from the external world. I'm supposed to be peaceful and happy wherever I go. It's not a place, person, or thing that can make this happiness. You have to be happy within yourself. So I learned that when I came back to Atlanta, because I was upset that I came back. I was like, why am I here? But I don't believe in coincidences to the max. Like I believe that everything happens for a reason, and I found out that reason. Like I'm supposed to be going back to California in January, and I feel like if I didn't learn these lessons that I learned and everything that I went through, that I would still be going through another cycle. Like just living fast. Because one of my strengths and downfalls is being impulsive. Like when I want to do something, I just do it. And because I remember before I moved to California, I was in Atlanta in a hotel, and I was telling my mom, I'm like, I can't stand Atlanta, I don't want to be here. And she was like, well, if you don't want to be here, why are you here? And I booked a flight. I was like, you're right. Why am I complaining if I'm not going to change it? Makes me think about the people that's like, oh, he's cheating on me, but he loves me. Oh my God, I can't believe he did this, but I'm still gonna stick around. Oh my gosh, oh my God. Like, you like the situation you're in. A lot of these people that be struggling, that we try to help, they like the situations they're in. They love the life that they have. That's what I had to realize too. I'm helping people that don't even want help. Because if they wanted help, they would help themselves. Y'all helping somebody is just gonna put them in a cycle of repeating it over and over and over, treating other people the same way they treated you, over and over and over, until somebody says no. And it's okay to say no. It's okay to set boundaries. I used to be like, you know what? I remember one time I had to tell one of my friends no, and I felt so bad. I was like, I don't want to tell you no, but I have to tell you no. And I felt so bad. Why did I feel bad about that? They didn't feel bad to keep taking from me. I remember I only had like $5 left, and this girl was like, can I have 3? I'm like, damn, but here you go. I'm a very giving person. I feel like if I have it, you can have it. But I'm at a point right now in my life where it's like, no, the answer just needs to be no. And if people feel like they need help, they don't. And the word need comes from a place of lack. If you say you need something, that means you don't have, and you're going to attract more of what you don't have. So don't tell yourself that you need anything. But that's a whole nother lesson. That's a whole nother lesson, because we have the new page, which is Keys to Manifesting, and that'll explain different perspectives of how to look at life in your situations and different situations. It's not just going to give you that, oh, this is the only way I see it type of vision. Like, for instance, I truly feel like the world we're in is based off perspective. Like, a lot of guys feel like every man walking this planet, no, not all men, some men, a lot of men feel like there's no such thing as a faithful man. And you gotta think, well, why do they feel like that? Okay, because the majority feel like that. Like, if you're in a circle and there's 10 guys in this circle and 9 of them feel like all these women are hoes out here, and there's one that's like, no, they're not. The more they're around these 9 people, they're gonna slowly but surely start to think like that too, and be like, well, maybe that is what it is, because it's a majority perspective. It's not reality though. It's just a majority perspective. I'm trying to change the majority perspective. Here's another situation Or another example I can give you. Y'all remember the Florida situation when they said the hurricane hit and they were like, if you stay in Florida, you're going to die. They said that on the news. But the majority of Floridians was like, that's not going to happen and we're not leaving. And guess what? It didn't happen because the majority believed it was not going to happen. We have a lot of power, you guys. It's like we are one. It's like we have to come together to make a difference. If y'all ever wonder what is your purpose here on this planet, is to help make the world a better place. Your passion is following what you want to do for yourself, what you love to do. That's your passion, following what you love to do. And that'll just generate income by you just being you. Showing off your own skills, what you like to do. It's not supposed to be hard. Do something you love to do. Passion. All right? Purpose. Like, what is the reason? Purpose is to help other people. There's a lot of skills that we have that we do not utilize, but we have these skills for a reason. One of my biggest skills is communication. I feel like I can talk to anybody, I can heal anybody, and I think that's another reason why people stalk me. It's another reason why people stalk me, because I am a natural healer. I can heal myself. I've done it so many times when people felt like, oh, we got her. This is going to be the end of her. She's going to hang it up. She's not going to do nothing else after we do this to her. We broke her. She's not going to do nothing else. No. I am a natural healer. I go through experiences and I'm like, all right, next. I'm always up for a challenge. So what's next? But in this chapter of my life, the challenges that I want to go through need to be with my goals and dreams. What's the challenge with what I'm trying to do for myself? Not what I need to do for somebody else, or if I don't do this for them, they're not going to want to be my friend anymore. I don't care anymore. I don't. I don't care anymore. When I tell y'all I'm so peaceful and happy right now, like, it's just an awakening moment, you guys. Like, it's really okay to just be you. It is okay to be you. I don't know. And from this video, if y'all made it this far, I don't know who all watched this video. This video is the longest video I've ever uploaded on YouTube. The longest, because I don't talk about my life. This is the first hey, it's me video I've ever made. But if y'all did make it this far, follow my Keys to Manifesting page on Instagram. That's my Keys to Manifesting on TikTok. Keys to Manifesting on YouTube is Keys, Keys, the number 2, Manifesting, MANIFESTING. Follow me. Let me know that you made it this far in the video. Any positivity, I would love to hear it in the comments. If y'all have anything positive to say, if you have anything negative to say, go on and drop it. Go on and get it out your system. I don't know. But this is me. This is me, you guys. And I'm going to be showing a lot more of who I really am. So just stay tuned. Like I said, I feel like a completely different person, completely healed person. I don't have any ill will or any ill feelings towards anybody. I either love you, wish you well, or hope you heal. Seriously, because it's a great feeling when you do heal. You're a lot more positive and peaceful, and you have a better impact on the world. Nobody wants to keep hearing about drama and complaints and negativity all the time. Nobody wants to keep hearing that. We don't need all that transferred energy floating around everywhere. No, we need to fix that. So I know that my tribe is out there. There's a lot of people who are like me, and I'm open to meeting new people that are like me, open to talking to people who are more like me. I'm open to becoming friends with people who are more like me, who've probably went through similar things, and whatever the case may be. I'm open. Never shut off to be like, oh, everybody in the world is this way. I don't think that. Nope. I just feel like I would love to find people who are like me, who have stories to tell, who can give people other perspectives. I would love to meet you guys, and maybe we could all come up with something together. You know, who knows? But we can definitely change the world, but it starts with yourself. You have to change yourself, heal yourself in order to help change and heal others. Because some people, they may feel like they don't need a change, and then they see these type of videos and be like, well, maybe I do need a change. Maybe I do need to fix something. Why is my life going in cycles and circles? Because a lot of y'all don't put up boundaries. And it's okay to set healthy boundaries, and it's okay to say no, and it's okay to be you. It's okay to not put on wigs and etc. to try to blend in, you know. So all that being said, this was cool. I felt better towards the end of this video. Like, I'm like, I got it all out. I got it all out. I got it all out. I'm extremely loving. I'm still a generous person. I just feel like it needs to be towards the right people. You know what I'm saying? I need to be around more people that are like me. And I can't do that if I'm trying to force myself in situations around people that are not like me, that I know for a fact are not like me. And I don't want to change anybody that doesn't want to change. So, you know, yeah. See, now I'm just lingering on in this video, but I feel better though. I feel so much better. I feel like this is one of the last steps I had to take. Like, I went through so much. And made it out on the other side. There is most definitely sunshine after the storm. Not the rain, after the storm, because it was like, yo, my life was like boom, 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 boom. Like, all right. And I'm so strong because I was able to take every hit and get right back up and keep it pushing, like, whatever. And I think that's what bothered a lot of people too. Like, how is she able to keep moving on? Because life is too short for me to be staying stuck on this. That's why. Things happen in life. It is what it is. You just got to keep it pushing. Everything is temporary. There's no real life, like, permanent problem or permanent issue. Everything is temporary. You know what I put in my head for a little piece of peace? It's kind of jacked up. But the person that's stalking me, one day he's going to die. So he won't be stalking me let me not, because we all going to pass away. Let me not do that. I hope he heals before then. You know what I'm saying? Positivity. I hope he heals before then. You know what I'm saying? Because if not, then you wasted your entire life focused on somebody else that was not stunned you at all. Like, crazy. Like I said, never have I ever, in none of my years of living, has ever dealt with anybody who stalked me for 3 years straight. Like, take no days off. Brain just constantly keys. What is she doing? Who is she talking to? Like, it's wild. Probably know more about my life than I know about my life. Like, what is going on? Write a Keys book. It's just crazy. Like, if y'all ever see a hater come out with all this hate and be like, oh, y'all know exactly who I'm talking about. Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. If y'all see somebody come out and be like, oh, I'm not that gay ass nigga that she was talking about, it's them. People are gonna start exposing themselves. Like, oh, Key said such and such in her video. Y'all realize I didn't say anybody's name at all this entire time. People will start exposing themselves. The hit dogs are going to holler. Y'all will see them if it triggers them, or if they're strong enough to fix the problems that they have within themselves. Maybe y'all won't know about these people. But maybe that's another reason why I had to make this video, so people can move on with their lives and understand that they need to be focused on their passion and purpose. Okay? And all that being said, y'all are going to start seeing a lot more of Kiana Almeida. So, like this video, share, subscribe. I hope that my story was inspiring for some. I hope that it helps other people out there know that you are not alone. You are not the only one going through anything crazy or tough in life. Just know that everything is temporary. Please, please, please set boundaries for yourself. Learn to say no and focus on you, and you'll be okay for certain. And I will help you be okay, because every time I learn, you'll learn too. So that's why I want y'all to follow the keys to manifesting, because I will always drop gems, skills, tools, all type of things you can use to help keep your mind at peace and to help y'all move forward. That's what I want to do. I really want to change the world, and I feel like I can. I really do. I feel like I can. So, all that being said, I will see y'all soon. All right. Thank y'all for watching this far. Thank y'all for tapping in. If y'all shared this video, like this video, or subscribed, I appreciate you so much. I appreciate the smallest things in life. I'm not a hard person to please. If you like this video, I'll be so happy. That'll make my day. If you just like the video, I'll be so happy. I don't want much, you guys. Just a little acknowledgement that you watched the video, or a comment if you have anything to say, or share the video if you feel like, you know, somebody else is going through something tough, or had an experience with trauma or abuse, or feeling like they had to fit in, or whatever the case may be, like, or even if it's you yourself. Like, I just want to be able to help. I want to help heal these people, because a lot of people are not willing to go out there and ask for help. A lot of people are ashamed at the experiences that they've been through in life, and I don't want you to be ashamed. I don't. I want to help you, and I want you to be able to tell your story too, because somebody out there needs to hear your story. You're not the only one that's going through what you've went through or has gone through, but you're strong enough to still be here with a voice that needs to be heard. So please, if you have a story, put it out there. Put it out there. All right? Y'all stay blessed. I will see y'all soon. All right? Bye.